What up, though, YouTube? All right, let's sit here and have a little talk about a post I saw on X yesterday where it talked about how Max Kellerman believed that the Lakers should be more open to moving Luka than the rumors going around right now that the Lakers are looking to trade Austin Reeves. And I wanted to sit here and weigh in on that because I love basketball. I love basketball, love football. I like football more, but I love basketball too. So, this NBA talk, this is an interesting one, and that is when you look at the analytics, Max Kellerman is wrong. When you look at the analytics, Max Kellerman is absolutely wrong. But if you take into consideration that the money is an issue, and that the second apron exists, and the Lakers, they're currently in the first apron. They're working with like $1 million of cap space right now. They have to make a trade. They have to make improvements to the team. And when you take all of that into consideration, Max Kellerman is absolutely right. Moving Luka might be the best decision to make. Now, the issue that a lot of people are going to come up with is, okay, so you sit here and trade Luka. What you going to trade Luka for? Here's the thing. I believe that the league is moving towards where teams are going to start trading superstars. I think you need to sit here and look to trade Luka for either a superstar that's going to help improve the team, because I don't. If kind of because of this apron thing, it's just really hard to get small pieces. It's just hard. It's just not gonna happen. What makes Austin Reeves kind of untradeable right now is that he's 26 points per game on a $13.9 million contract, and he just gives a little bit more, and statistical wise, for his dollar for dollar value. Is Luka better? Hell yeah, Luka's better. That's not even a question. That's not even a question that Luka's better. The problem with Luka is Luka has holes in his game that do not justify that $46 million contract. The money is kind of the problem here, not the level of play. Luka is having an MVP level season right now. 33 points per game. I think I don't have his assist numbers right now. I gotta start writing this stuff down. His assist numbers are looking great. Even his rebounds are looking pretty decent. Basically, Luka is having an MVP caliber season, but the Lakers are in 5th place in the West. That just doesn't work. It doesn't work. No. And the thing is, in order to sit here and improve the team, you have to go and get him a top level 3-and-D wing. Austin Reeves makes $13.9 million. So, and whatever 3-and-D wing you're going to bring in, that's going to actually make it so that you don't lose in the first round, because if they don't make a trade, they're just going to go to the playoffs and lose in the first round. Their holes on defense, they're just that bad. When you sit here and face a real high-functioning, high-caliber offensive team, they're gonna sit here. They're gonna kick your ass, and it's gonna look like, oh well, y'all lost by 3. No, you got your ass beat. It'll be an ugly 3 points to lose by, because you're gonna be losing by not being able to dead some of the opponent's possessions and make it so that they cannot effectively score the ball. Luka is a liability on defense, and that's okay, because everybody's not a two-way player, and that will never be a thing, and that'll never be a case. You will never have a league full of two-way player superstars. That's just never going to be a thing. But you're paying $46 million in 2026 for that. That's just hard to justify. And I really do sit here and ask any comment to sit here and explain to me how $46 million, $46 million. I just like, yo, when you put the money into the equation, it just doesn't work. And I think moving Luka would just be a better move to make, because if you sit here and move Luka, well then you can sit here and get back some small pieces that can build you some depth. Yeah, they're not going to sit here and be necessarily as valuable as Luka on the court, but they're going to sit here and fix a lot of problems going on in your team. Then praying that everybody stays generally healthy, you can sit here and make for a deep playoff run, if not even a championship push. But, by sitting here trading everything else, well, what's going to happen is, one, you're going to lose depth. And this is the NBA. The NBA playoffs are a graveyard for a lot of players when it comes to health. It is a graveyard of player health. Like, the key to winning the finals is to sit here and get to the end of that with your team relatively okay. And if the Lakers go to the playoffs with Luka and they sit here and trade all the pieces necessary for JJJ, well, what's going to happen is that somebody's going to get hurt or somebody's going to get injured, and then the team's just going to fall apart. And you sat here and saw this with the Mavericks. Like, I remember in 2024 when the Dallas Mavericks were playing the Boston Celtics. Max Kellerman went down. I didn't watch that finals. I wouldn't watch them. I'm like, look, about to lose. You need Max Kellerman. You ain't got nobody, because they didn't have nobody else. They didn't have the team sucked. It was a team where, as long as the starting lineup was playing, you're fine. But as soon as a vital part of that lineup and rotation gets pulled out, then we just sitting here watching Luka score 35 points to lose. And that's what the Lakers are sitting here witnessing now. Luka needs very, very specific, specialized pieces, because he runs that system one garbage, that LeBron system trash, that just doesn't, that turns your superstar player into a defensive liability, because they're doing everything on offense, and then when they get to, and then they have to rest on defense. Dude, you just sat there, dribble between your legs for fucking 18 seconds straight. Then you sat here and tried to look for help, see if you can make the smarter, higher IQ play, which normally you can't, because the 5 and out forces each of the defensive pieces to have to lock in on your teammates. So you can't sit here and just pass it right to them. They can't make their own damn shot. They stay cold. Like, no, that creates a whole lot of problems. Therefore, moving Luka just might be the best move to make. Now, look here. Does this mean Luka's a bad player? No, it does not. Does this mean that Luka is worse than Austin Reeves? Hell no. No, I'll take Luka over Austin Reeves any other day. But I'm not taking Luka's contract. Luka's contract is a bad contract. But Luka's contract, that's just a terrible contract. And it needs to be either A, he's going to need to sit here. No, you're not. Look, I ain't even going to sit here and hate on the dude. We don't get no discounts. Luka got to eat too. That's why I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Luka, well, if Luka wants to win a championship, Luka better sit here and look at, like, redoing his contract or something. Because, I'm sorry, Luka's just not worth no $46 million. Like, this second apron thing is real. And it's time to just be open trading him. Now, where would we trade him to? Here's my thing when it comes to Luka. I would do another superstar trade. Now, this gonna say it sound like blasphemy, and y'all gonna kind of get mad about this, but I trade Luka for Jokic. I would trade Luka for Wembanyama. I mean, because the Nuggets and the Spurs, they play okay without Wemby, and they play okay without Jokic, and adding another high volume scorer, assuming you're willing to take the freaking ball out of his hands sometimes and make it so that he just becomes just a potent offensive threat. His assist numbers and his rebounds are probably going to sit here and take a hit, but you can get his scoring way, way, way up on other teams. I would sit here and be open to trading him for other pieces, maybe somewhere out east. You sit here and see nobody wants Giannis. Trade Luka for Giannis. Trade him for Giannis. Stop. You're not looking. You're not trading four pieces any superstar needs to be a functional winning superstar for better fucking small pieces. This is not gonna happen. For better small pieces, it's just not gonna happen. It's not. It's not. And you guys need to sit here and stop deluding yourselves on that. I think we're just moving to an era where we're going to start seeing more superstar for superstar trades. We're going to sit here and look back at the Luka Anthony Davis trade as just kind of like as kind of like the norm moving forward. Because look, these small pieces, like y'all talking about trading Rui Hachimura, and I'm like, whatever you trade for him, you're not going to get somebody more valuable to the Lakers than Rui Hachimura. You're not going to pull an all-star, superstar caliber player. You don't want LaMelo. I don't want LaMelo. You don't want any of these other players on another bum-ass team. So, no, I think you need to sit here and start talking superstar for superstar. Sit here and find these teams that have really, really, really good superstar talent and tell them, look, I got Luka with a $46 million contract, but he doesn't play defense. Your superstar plays defense, but for some reason or another, either A, you don't need him, or B, he's just not as useful in your system, or C, you need to sit here and switch up your system a little bit because your playbook has gotten stale and everybody's on your ass now. Because look, this OKC thing is here to stay, and when Tyrese Halliburton comes back, the Pacers are going to the finals again. I mean, this is real. Sit here and look to trading with Golden State. Trade with Golden. Ew, I don't know. You don't really want to fucking trade somebody like so close to you like that. Because you gotta see them often, and there's a lot of legacy in the Warriors Lakers rivalry in this generation of the NBA. So I think that's just kind of like. That's just kind of, that creates a kind of a broken philosophy on trading because Luka's gonna sit here. He's gonna improve any team he goes to. It's just his contract. It's just that damn contract. $46 million for what Luka? I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Y'all just can't justify it. You just can't. You can't because. Y'all sitting there seeing $46 million for 33 points. No, I'm sitting there saying, okay, 33 points for $46 million. Hold up. Then you got to get a 3-and-D wing. Then you got to get 3 quality shooters. Then you got to get this. Then you got to get that. So no, it's not just $46 million. You have to sit here and build and structure that team in a way for Luka to succeed, and you just can't do that with what the Lakers have to work with the cap space the Lakers have to work with. So, I mean, I guess we'll just see what is going to happen moving forward. I really do see, a trade in the making. But, because the Lakers have to make a trade. They have to make a trade. Or they better pray that the injury guys pay a lot of their rival teams a visit. But, that's all. Take care, everybody. Peace.